Listen, we got to talk about Megyn Kelly. Not that I really want to, but when a mainstream media figure, one definitely does not deserve to be in that position, tries to rewrite the definition of, and I'm going to say it like this, pedophilia, to soften the crimes of Jeffrey Epstein, a known predator who targeted teenage girls. That's not just irresponsible, it's disgusting and dangerous. So let's get into what she had to say. What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind.
Megyn Kelly, she got her ass on the internet to try to describe Jeffrey Epstein in a way that is anything but a pedophile, because the girls he targeted were not in Pampers or in onesies, 3, 4, 5-year olds. They weren't in kindergarten or elementary school. Are you freaking kidding me? 15-year-olds are children. They're not adults. They are not peers. And we shouldn't even give them the label of young women. And to be honest with you, I feel like that title even came from a creepy guy, not a woman. They're children. Let's get into what this heifer had to say.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this. I'm just giving you facts.
No, you are. You're making an excuse for it. You are. Because the fact that she's even bringing this story up, I say that she is the one that's saying it. I don't want to hear about, I know someone close to the situation and they told me this and they told me that. No, you agree with it, because if you didn't agree with it, you wouldn't even be sitting up here trying to make it seem like, well, we have to differentiate because it's not like he was taking babies out of cribs. And are you kidding me?
That he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby. And that is what I believed, and that was what I reliably was told for many years. And it wasn't until we heard from Pam Bondi that they had tens of thousands of videos of alleged, forgive me, they used to call it kiddie porn, now they call it child sexual abuse material, on his computer, that for the first time I thought, oh no, he was an actual pedophile. I mean, only a pedophile gets off on young children abuse videos. She's never clarified it. I don't know whether it's true. I have to be honest. I don't really trust Pam Bondi's word on the Epstein matters anymore. Yeah, so I don't know what's true about him, but we have yet to see anybody come forward and say, I was I was under 10. I was under 14 when I first came within his purview. Look, you can say that's a distinction without a difference.
No, it's not.
I think there is a difference. Yeah. There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. You know, it's just whatever.
Bitch, please. Like, I am so heated and so disgusted by this. The fact that someone is sitting here other than a predator to try to make a differentiation between a child in Pampers, in a pull-up, in onesies, in daycare, on the playground at elementary school, or at middle school, or just going to high school. Are you freaking kidding me? A child is a child, and that is the problem. Predators, they don't get rebranded. They don't get the option to get rebranded. It's disgusting. And you know what she's trying to do here because of what has been alleged about 45/47 having himself in pictures with these young girls. We're not saying young women, these young girls, topless, sitting on his lap. You're trying to give your president an out while these freaking hypocrites stand on a stage at some ridiculous religious political organization like Turning Point and acting like the whole nation is a bunch of satanic demons while they are the ones who are so godly and holy. And then she's sitting here trying to make a predator comfortable. Epstein's crimes didn't suddenly change because someone came out to say, "Oh, well, you know what? It wasn't actually like little girls. They were actually this age and they're young women. They're not no, they're children, okay?" This argument, it isn't just tone deaf. It plays into the exact mindset that allows abuse to be ignored, to be dismissed and justified when it involves these people of influence, wealthy, well-connected, politically aligned, the president. And let's be real, this is about protecting powerful men, not protecting victims. And I'm just really tired of people doing stuff like this. This is this is about protecting the predators, not about the victims getting justice and getting protection. So whether the victims were 2, 5, 11, 13, 15, 16, Epstein was a predator. And people minimizing the severity of these crimes, they're part of the problem, just like she is. All right. That's why we had a climate, and still do, where people were trying to give R. Kelly an out, blaming the parents. Not saying the parents didn't deserve any blame, because yeah, they're children. You should have more, guard over them. It's one thing if your child runs away and different things like that. But when you're taking your kids to the concert and you're allowing them to, be up in the studio with R. Kelly and you're not there with your children and things like that. Yeah. So I get that. But all of the people saying he needs to be free and all of these other things, I'm just saying so many people have fostered an environment to allow these predators to have protection. And now, because one of the alleged predators is the president, now people are trying to come up with these explanations and these excuses. And I'm disgusted by it. I want to know what you guys think. So let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.